Hey, good morning everyone. Today is May 27th, 2025. I'm sitting in a corner here in Helsinki, Finland at a geocache at like this bridge that kind of leads nowhere. Anyway, the geocache is sitting right here. It was hidden behind there. Yeah, it should be an interesting day. I really have no plans for today other than explore on foot. By the way, to get from the cruise ship to like this area, it was 12 euros. And I think that's actually worth it because it's like an hour walk. So I didn't feel like walking today, so took the bus. This is my first geocache in Finland. There's the logbook with a little pin. There's another spare logbook just in case. Stickers, and I'll throw a sticker and a pic in there as well. First I got to sign the logbook. Sticker, pic. All right. So I think we're gonna head over towards like where the big church is. I think that's gonna be like kind of a focus. Like I said, I really don't have any plans. If we see something interesting, we can do it. Hide this thing back here, make sure it's closed. There's 4 strong neodymium magnets on the bottom of it. And it was just like stuck there like that. All right, this next geocache has 3,277 favorite points. And it's right around here somewhere. All right. So I did some research on this geocache. It's actually in the museum and it doesn't open till 11. So we have a couple hours before we can even sign the logbook. However, it says if you come to the courtyard here, which was previously closed to the public, you can actually see the geocache through the window in the corner. So I'm gonna look for that. Is that it? I don't think that's it. Oh, there it is. I can see the geocaching logo on it. So later at 11 o'clock we'll come back, and it's these museums are free to enter for everybody, so yeah, we'll come back and get that probably on the way back. Cool. So right now I'm standing in the St. Thomas Christmas market, and right here is a statue of Alexander II, and there's a virtual geocache in these coordinates. However, when I open up the description, it's like 12 pages of reading. I did read the first page or two, but it just seems like a history lesson, which is fine, but it requires a lot of effort that it's too early for that right now. So I'm just gonna look for other geocaches. Look at that. Okay, well, my geocaching app took me that way, but I can't get over there, which means I have to walk all the way back down these steps, all the way back around the block, and then over there. But I came up here to this, it's like a cafe right here. And there's a jar with dandelions in them, and they closed overnight. I know that's how flowers work, but I just thought that was kind of cool. Anyway. This is the kind of architecture style I'm seeing so far. I didn't find like an old town area yet. I'm kind of just wandering around pre-coffee looking for geocaches, getting the blood flowing. Still early. All right, there's the gate and steps that I couldn't go down. So now I'm over here where the geocache is, somewhere in this area. All right, the geocache is right here. it out. I guess I just have to grab the bag out. Oh my goodness, I need 2 hands for this. All right, I got her signed. Now I just have to get it back in there. That's pretty clever. So like I said earlier, I really have no plans for Helsinki other than just letting geocaching take me around on like a walking tour. And it's working pretty good. Like, I never would have walked back here if it wasn't for geocaching. It's a cool little park right there. All right, this one's pretty cool. It's right there. So I'm on this trail right along the water, and it says it's a 15-kilometer lap to go all the way around. It's for people with a weird little alien creature or a ghost. All right, the next geocache brings me to this place that I'm not even gonna attempt. But there's a geocache in here. It's like a botanic, it is a botanic garden here. I found the lichen garden. And the geocache is over here by this building. And it looks like somebody lost their AirPods here. But the geocache is right here. No, it's not. No, that's not it. There it is. Yeah. So if you're a geocacher and you're in Finland and you lost your AirPod, there it is. So this is one of those situations where the last person that signed the log is likely the same person that lost this. So I'm going to contact this person through geocaching. Look at all the people that signed this thing. The sun actually is out in full force at this point. It's about 9:30 a.m. And right here is the oldest public memorial. Right here is the oldest public memorial in Helsinki. And even a lot of the locals don't even know about it. So the only thing written on it is some Swedish, and it's from the mid 1700s. So it's actually a tombstone. It's a grave. Sorry for the background noise. I don't know what's going on, but there's a little family of some kind of geese there, just walking along the water. I'm gonna head across. There's a bridge right here. I'm gonna head across and go that way. I think this is like the main part of the city, I think. There's like shops all over the place and just walking around. All right, I think I found like the market. I really like the language here. Like, I mean, if I tried to pronounce like 50% of that, it would be 100% wrong. So in case you decide to come to Helsinki for geocaching, here's a hint. Make sure you read the description of the geocache, especially if it's a virtual cache, before you decide to walk there, because here it seems like almost every single virtual cache that I've gone for, it requires like another 45-minute hike, or like the geocache isn't here, it's 5.8 miles in the opposite direction. So I'm still enjoying coming to these locations, because I'll turn the camera around in a second, you can see where I'm at. But yeah, the geocache isn't actually here, so I don't know, I've never seen that before. So this one brought me to this giant building here. And another cool building here. And you know, another building and stuff. So kind of still just wandering around without any kind of goal, just sort of walking around. I'm enjoying it. Again, Yeah, it is nice to not have any plans, to just kind of walk or wander around and explore. Let's go that way. All right, I'm at one of the craziest geocache hides I've ever seen. There's no way I would have found this without the spoiler hint in the description. Look at this. So I'm at like a busy intersection here. There's trains and all kinds of metal stairs and everything. Bus stops, all kinds of places to hide a geocache, vents, you know, pretty much everything you can imagine. This geocache is hidden here. That's the logbook. It's just a magnetic logbook underneath. That was crazy. I mean, if they charge by the letter at the sign company, I'm in the wrong business. All right, this geocache brings me directly to this wooden pole. And it looks like there's a hole in the top, like an intentional hole drilled out. And I'm looking at this. I looked at the hint for the geocache. It said pole. So I'm like, okay, I don't see any other poles around here. These are kind of like, I mean, they're sort of poles, but this is a pole, right? Well, I was wrong. Look at that one. That was tough. That one took a long time to find. Okay, so for about an hour or so, I've just been just exploring around, using the public transportation. I only have like 3 more hours here. Like, yeah, 3 hours. So that's what the trains look like here. Yeah, I think it's almost time for lunch. I'm gonna go get some food, and then I guess I'll slowly start working my way back. A piece of glass just fell from the ceiling. At the University of Helsinki. So I'm in the metro, like the subway, and I found a hardware store underground. It's kind of like an Ace Hardware. You should see the licorice selection they have here. Every kind of licorice you could ever want. I think I'm gonna get some. I think I'll get one of these little pre-made bags. Heck yeah. This is salt licorice. Most of this is salt licorice. All right, I bought that little bag of licorice. I bought this and this. I think it's chocolate. Tastes like some kind of Christmas candy that I've had. Weird. All right, still walking around. I think I found the main city center though. This is like a giant shopping center. It's a nice day. It turned out to be real nice out. All right, so I've been here for, let's see, like 6 hours. And I pretty much am back to where I started with those orange tents. I walked all over the place. I even took the public transportation. Everything seemed kind of the same to me. There was those big markets and stuff and nothing really exciting. But it's funny that, you know, I asked my phone how to find some, you know, I want some Finnish food for the video. And it brought me right back here to where I started. Kind of like the main touristy area. There's a ton of people there. There's like a tour group here and everywhere. So there's really not an old town area either. I looked that up. There's not really an old town. So if anybody's from Helsinki and you have any secrets or hints or tips for travelers to come, let us know in the comments. Actually, I think if I would have planned it a little bit better, this is probably a great idea. Do the sightseeing boat tour. Reindeer meatballs and stuff. That's pretty much what they all are selling. But this place is wild. There's so many people. I have to make an alternate decision here. This is too much for me. So kind of hidden way back down in here, there's that awesome buffet. And it's mostly locals as far as I can tell. It's just, you know, everybody was in there eating. It was like a buffet. It was like 14.50 euros. And they had some pretty interesting combinations of food. First of all, I had like the best salmon I ever had. Then they had like cauliflower and black olives mixed together, roasted carrots and red beets mixed together. What else? Tomatoes and green beans mixed together, like these really strange combinations that were really delicious. They had like shredded cabbage hearts. All right, so my time's almost up here in Finland. We're back in the area where I started, so we're gonna head over to the museum and grab that one geocache, and probably head back to the boat after that. That geocache brought me to the Helsinki City Museum, and they have a whole model of the city in here. It's free to come in here and walk around and look at stuff, and it's four floors. But I have to be back at the boat in about an hour, so I don't have too much time. It's not a very big museum. All right, everyone, thanks for watching my video. I did a lot of exploring today in Helsinki. I got to see some things I didn't expect. There was no old town. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought there might have been, just because I've been spoiled for the past, I don't know, week of seeing old towns in like every single city. So I'm heading back to the boat, and tomorrow I will be in Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm gonna be renting a car and driving to an undisclosed location and filming a video for my main channel. So if you want to follow along tomorrow and see what's going on, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.